Hello, guys. Welcome to the special post-match review video of the game between Nepal and India, which took place last night. I think good encounter for the both the teams, but there are lots of words, war of words between both the coaches. It started before the pre-game. It continued in the post-match also, and I think now India is the only side, even if you consider that India has not played well in this championship, and India is still only side who has not lost the match till now. So that shows the quality of Indian players, and even with their overall tactical style or formation is not bringing them result they want, but they're still not losing the games, considering that we're not playing any center backs, we're playing with the full backs as center backs. So that's also, and I think because there was a clip circulating in the Nepalese group where I said, if India with the current setup of players, if have a proper coaching system or a playoff style, then they will beat Nepal easily. And I think many Nepalese fan has taken the offend of it. So I think my point was that India is not playing well, and even with that, because and how I'm seeing that these players can beat Nepal, because majority of these players have played in the AFC Asian Cup in 2019, which is far better quality than SAFF Championship. They defeated Thailand, of course, who is better than any SAF nation, and they played well against Bahrain and UAE. So I think people took offended of that. That clip was circulating, was sending to many people sent it across to me also. But that's fine. So ultimately, I think India defeated Nepal. But straight away, I will put Sudesh on the hotspot. Sudesh, uh, do you think the pre-match comments from Nepalese coach, that India is 95% favorite to win the game, and there is 4% chance for draw, and there is 1% chance for Nepal winning the game? Did he acted over smart there, and it eventually backfired to him? Everybody knew that India on paper will always will favorite against SAF nation, but saying that, does it undermine his own team and his own players?
First of all, hello and good afternoon, all. This live should have been a little bit earlier, but like here we are. So let's coming to the question and coming to what Almatai said pre-match. I think it was an attempt to kind of ease the pressure off the Nepalese players, or I wouldn't say it's an overconfident statement because it was it could have been 60-40 or 70-30, but 95 and 4% of Nepal winning, 1% of draw. I think it was kind of to ease the
Oh,
pressure
he
of
he
his.
he had something else. He said 95% India,
Yeah,
4%
yeah,
of draw, and
4%
1%
of draw
Nepal,
and 1% of Nepal
1%
win.
Nepal
Yeah,
winning the game.
yeah. I think that was like a very desperate attempt of easing pressure of his boys and his team. I wouldn't necessarily call it overconfident. We all know that India were the favorites, and we all knew Nepal was never going to attack against India. That's why a lot of eyebrows were raised when Nepal actually tried to attack against India during the two friendlies. So in this case as well, this is a tournament, and we India were kind of full fledged in this tournament, and they had more stakes online than Nepal. So he knew they would go all out, and he knew the quality of players that he has uh, cannot kind of come on par with the quality of Indian players that Igor Stimac has in his disposal. And no matter how ever they're struggling, he knew he would have to resort and be kind of deflected with his philosophy. So I think that was a failed attempt, I would say, to ease the pressure off. But as a Nepali, I would back him absolutely. But I would say that was a kind of audacious effort to ease the pressure off his players. It could have been, in my calculations, it could have been either 70-30 or even 80-20, but 95 and just 1% of Nepal winning, I think that was a little bit too desperate of an attempt.
Uh, if you ask me, when I read those comment, saw the video also, I thought Nepal will come all gun blazing against India, because I
Yeah,
think
same.
India was there to be taken. And I was surprised when I saw the Nepal approach during the games. They didn't even try to press Indian defenders, considering our center back are still old style players, Rahul
Yeah.
Beke, Ashish Bose. And you saw, I think, a couple of times Rahul Beke was pressed, and he
Yeah.
mispasses the ball a couple of times in the first half only. So I think I was a bit surprised, considering maybe I think the coach and Nepalese staff thought that draw will be good enough, because India was not scoring the goal, and throughout the game it was looking like India will not score the goal. Even somebody like Sunil Chhetri was missing the open goal opportunities, and then it seems like that India will never score goals during the game.
Yeah.
So I thought Nepal might have attacked bit of uh, more, and considering India, there was pressure on India, and the celebration by Agos Timac showed that what kind of pressure was under
Yeah.
what kind of pressure he was under going into this match, and I think I have not seen the Nepalese coach celebration against Sri Lanka. Was it something similar, or
It was.
Agos
It
Timac
was.
not able to copy it completely?
Yeah, he was not able to copy it completely. I mean, there was an underlying passion in Al-Matari's celebration, but he did raise his hands up and then ran across the pitch. So I think that was what Igor Stimac was trying to copy. But I would say it was good enough for people to realize that he was actually mocking Abdullah Al Matairi. And coming to your point, what the observations that you made, I made the exact same observations, and I would like to add something to them. So when I saw Brendan Fernandez starting from India, I knew Igor Stimac would, try to get everything passed through him. Like Sunil Chetty was playing just in front of him, and he kind of wanted to use those central spaces in order to get in front. And within the first 20 minutes, I saw Brandon Fernandez being robbed of the ball thrice. So within the first 20 minutes, Nepal were kind of doing good. They were pressing really well. I would say the first 20 minutes were the period of time where Nepal were actually doing good pressing wise, and they were putting India into the back foot. And Brandon Fernandez was not comfortable at all in the first 45. In the first 20, I would say rather. Then after the first 20 minutes, what happened was India resorted to playing with the long balls. And I think that's where they really thrived under. Although Nepal were also looking to do that, they dropped Anjan Bista, they dropped Navik Shrestha, and they slotted in someone like Manish Tangi who could make those runs behind defense and get those long balls supplied from either Puzan Uperkoti or Rohit Chand from directly from the defense. So when both of the sides resorted to a similar playing style, that's when the individual quality came to play. Like, India had someone like Brandon Fernandez distributing from the defense and someone like Sunil Chetty receiving. We could also see Suresh making those runs. And that's when we could clearly see Nepal's passes not being timed well or them not being good enough. But on the other hand, India were kind of building up on that. And I think the goal was also during the build-up of that. What do you think from the Indian side? Like, where was
So
that what you
I
observed
think
as well?
let me touch upon Brendan first. I'm everybody knows it. I'm one of the biggest fan of Brendan.
Yeah,
I think he's trying too much when he's playing for India. Maybe there's a pressure on him, on his shoulder, to create goals, because India's not scoring enough goals. And even coming into Igor's team extent as an Indian coach, if you see the World Cup qualifiers, majority goal were assisted by Brendan.
yeah,
So I don't know why he's going long too often. Maybe he doesn't trust his teammates. I'm not sure. Or maybe coach have told him to go long whenever he get the
yeah,
opportunity. And I think Brendan has quality to play those long ball, but he is not the midfielder who keep on playing those long ball. He
yeah,
thrive under system when he has a player nearby to play those one touch passes, and then
exactly.
go for those killer ball which he plays in the final third. Brendan is usually playing in the midfield, deep in the midfield, and then he is going for the long balls, changing those flank. And we heard, I think, coach is also shouting from outside to switch quickly. I think
Yeah,
Brendan need a system where he have players around who is as technical as he is. Maybe not good, but they should be technical enough to receive those passes and play those one touch passes. I think which is he's not getting with India. And when he go to FC Goa, he played totally a different football. So I
yeah,
think he's a tremendous pressure. This is just first start. Also, the players are still not sure who are the first 11. Again, another new team today, yesterday against Nepal, with the midfield of Apuya, Brendan, Yasir, both, and playing Brandon and Yasir, two number 10 playing on the wings, which is another surprising decision from, if you ask me. Udanta and Liston was looking
yeah,
good. Maybe it's a rotation, but I'm not sure. Other teams are not rotating as much as India is rotating in this championship. And then Suresh. I think Suresh has that engine in him. Maybe he's not
Yeah,
as technical as Brendan, Apuya, Thapa, but he has that engines to go up and down. You see the how many runs he have made behind the Yasir, in the first half. So I think couple of things which Igor Stimac need to make sure that India need to practice shooting a lot. Our forwards looks like they have no confidence to score goals, and which is a concerning for India going into the World Cup AFC Sri Lanka qualifiers, because against better Asian team you will not get as many chances as you got against Sri Lanka, Nepal, and Bangladesh. You will get one or two chances, and that's what India used to do, used to score those chances. So I
yeah,
think that's another. You can say those are players' fault, but maybe it's they are not doing enough training when they're preparing for games to score goals. So we have not seen the training, so I'm just judging on that. So I think India look good possession wise on the when they on their own half. India played short passes. Whenever India went to the Nepalese half to attack, we eventually shorted out to the long balls. I think I'm not sure why.
yeah,
Why was that? Maybe they're not feeling confident, or maybe it is a tactical ploy because Nepalese are not as physically
yeah,
strong as say Manveer Singhs or Sunil Chhetri. But Sunil Chhetri was winning those ball very easily. So you have to give a benefit of doubt to the coach there, to the system there, and I think India. That's why I was surprised with the Nepalese tactics going into this game. India having 75% possession. Eventually, it's a 90-minute game. You can defend for 90 minutes, but when you have Sunil Chhetri up front, you will know that just one chance, and that one chance came. He missed it. That one chance came again, and that long ball was played from Brendan. Good header down by Farooq to Chhetri path, and one touch finish.
yeah.
On the Farooq, there's an update. He has suffered a knee injury. The injury is knee. As of now, there is no update. It is ACL. Many Jamshedpur FC fan also watching, and they are also uh, worried about it. What I'm told from the national team camp is there is scans report are still awaited. So they're not sure it is ACL. It's just a knock. It's just a tear. So they have to wait for it. But looks like a bad. He will not playing in the SAFF Championship. His participation in the ISL in the early phase is also in doubt now. I think the trio which I want to see, and which Munmun also saying the chat, is Apuya Thapa Brandon still has not played together. They should start to a game. Let's see. I think Yashi also did well, but I think Nepal could have got more from the game if they have shown
Yeah.
uh, uh, enough effort off the ball, to press Indian players. I think they allowed India to kept the ball. Maybe they were damn sure that India will not able to create. They're not looking good. They're not looking confident, and that's what I thought about the. And when I read those Nepalese coach comments pre-match, I thought that I think he's saying this in this press conference. Then in the game, I think they will come all the gun blazing. I just has said. So I think that's a surprise. I think it's India played similar game which he played against Sri Lanka. Bangladesh had lots of possession, but only thing which Sri Lanka and Bangladesh did, which Nepal didn't did, was to counterattack India whenever they get the opportunity. Nepal was not looking good on the ball. Whenever they tried, and they look good, but they didn't done enough to
Yeah.
put our defense into in doubt. When they're going up, because we saw Rahul Beke and Shubhashis Bose in the nearby final third of the Nepalese goals, which was concern. If you ask me. So I think is it just because Nepal was playing India, that's why they went to this approach? Even if it was Bangladesh or Maldives yesterday, when they were if they won first two games, Nepal would have gone for the win there.
No, actually, I've noticed in the SAFF Championship that Abdul Al Mutairi has resorted to using a back three in possession, which transforms to kind of a 5-4-1 off the ball. Against Maldives, I was very surprised that he started three center backs. Rohit Chand, who plays as a center back under him, Ananta Tamang, and now Dinesh Rajbangshi. Three center backs started against Maldives. Whereas you might have noticed in the two friendlies against India, Nepal used to be a solid 4-3-3 side that was on possession with a three at the back, but it was the defensive midfielder who slotted in between two center backs to kind of create that three, behind the midfield. So against Maldives as well, we saw the similar kind of approach in possession. And when the starting lineup was out, I thought it is going to be the same kind of approach, but it was not. Maldives also had similar spells of possessions as India had, but the only difference was that Nepalese players weren't able to kind of work the ball out. Against Maldives, they were able to work the ball out of the midfield and create those chances, make those runs. And when you have someone like Anjan Bista on the pitch, you actually get more on the ball rather than off the ball. And I was very much surprised to see Anirudh Thapa not start for India, because he was the one who changed the game against Nepal in the 1-1 draw, and in the 2-1 draw that both the sides played. He also had a prolific kind of spell during those games. So I was expecting Thapa to start this game, but
Yeah,
when
yeah.
you
Go ahead. Go ahead.
when you have when you have a side which plays as a 3-4-3 in possession, which Nepal really played yesterday because they were not having the ball as much as they wanted to, you always have a crowded midfield. And that's when, in the first 20 minutes, the game was kind of balanced, although it was a little bit skewed towards India. After that, I think Nepal just allowed India to have the possession. And I don't think having a 5-4-1 setup ahead gives you that much of a freedom to aggressively push, because all the balls that India were getting, either I saw, Subhashish getting the ball directly towards Brendan, or Raul Beckett threading it towards the wing. That's where India created most of their chances. So, in order for Nepal to be in the game, or at least try to attack on counters and use Manish Tangi's pace, they had to intercept. And that didn't come in the whole first half, neither did it come in the second half. But I was kind of optimistic about only one fact, that if Nepal, go to the 85th minute or even the 88th minute without conceding a goal, there might be a window of opportunity that Nepal can see and can actually capitalize on, because they've been able to do that quite in the past. But that didn't happen. First half, we were very lucky that we didn't concede, because I think 99 times out of 100, Sunil Shetty would have converted that blindfoldedly. And that was the one time that he would have missed. So it was kind of fortunate that we didn't concede. And in the second half, we just did a mistake in the defense, and that's when India converted. So that was the whole equation of the match. So I think it was kind of a playing safe approach, because Abdul Al has always been vocal about him preferring to be compact centrally. So he went for the 3-man setup, and he kind of knew you know, attacking against India is not. It sounds idealistic, but it's not practical because of all the players that can hurt you and the lineup that you have on card. So I think that's how the tie unfolded from Nepal's side. They could have attacked, but they rather chose not to. But in the thing that they wanted to do, for example, defend well. They were defending well in occasions. They were canceling those long balls. I was surprised how Rohit Chand and Ananda Tama were dealing with the long balls. They were central, like compact centrally, and India, although they had a lot of shots on target, I don't think they had more than 2 or 3 big chances in front of the post. So I think that was a decent job, but always it could have been better.
So Kanish says why Nepal coach said they have 1% chance of winning where they have beaten other teams. I think it's just for the mind games he was playing, and
Yeah.
that's what Igor Stimac also got offended. He said after post match, he should not speak about me and my team, and then he will not also see my celebration. So I think that celebration, which was the most talking point, now has become the most talking point of the game, has raised many questions among just not Indian fans, Nepalese fans. I think all SAFF fans, even Maldives people are speaking
Yeah,
about it.
yeah. Like everyone
So
hates Igor Stimac now, don't they?
I, I think as I said, I think he will stay till the end of the qualifiers. I still feel so. I think because I was chatting with my sources on the federation side, and they were like, why just coach and federation get called off when India is not playing well? Why not players? The players who play well in the ISL, why they can play for India? So I think when I heard this, and I then I did a Friday live video, I told people that it's look unlikely that they're going to change him, because it's not just that, it's more stuff behind the scene, which I'm told that he's unlikely that he'll go. I really want him to find his own system. I think he's still not find his own
Mhm.
system. The playing level is still not fixed. I think these are the issues. Like Shantanu says, I still can't understand how Stephen Constant India beaten Thailand, Kenya, New Zealand, and played really well against China, Oman, and UAE. I think you have to give. I think benefit of doubt to Igor Stimac, and again I'm playing advocate of the devil, devil of the ticket, whatever you can say, is that because of COVID he did not get the chances to be with his squad as maybe when Stephen came early in 2015, he got those chances, And initially Stephen team was not that properly goal scorer like they were in the later phase of his stint, when India scored four against Thailand, when India scored lots of goal in the SAFF Championship 2018 time. I think he took his team took time to shape in. Only thing is there was progress to be seen in his formation, in his playing 11, in his squad,
Yeah.
and that's what I'm not seeing at Igor's team at part. His team is keep on changing. Playing 11, I'm not sure who are his first 11 players other than Sunil Chetri and Gurpreet Sandhu and maybe Rahul Beke and Subhashish Bose at this moment, because we have seen Saritan play one, then he's gone back. Then we have seen Rahul Beke as right back. Then now Pritam Kotal has come as right back. So I think these are the concerning point for me because I want India to go as a settled unit. Even if we don't win SAF championship, fine. But I think Igor Stimac should know what is best 11 now by now, And I think now is the time. Now you need to tell everybody this is my best 11 to his players. These are my first 11. Then these are my next four players which I'll bring from bench, so that players know their role. Another example of player not knowing the role and coaching staff utilizing player on the wrong way is Andu Thapa in the last this game, Nepal
Yeah.
game. He came and he was playing ahead of Brendan. Again, that's another surprise because Thapa has that engine in his name to go up and down, just like Suresh. And when he came, Brandon was dropping deep, and Thapa was playing, just next to Chetri and Manvir initially, and when Manvir came, then Farooq. So I think these things maybe Agostino still don't know that which midfielder you need to start and how you need to utilize it. And then coming into the post match, the comments from Nepalese coach was another funny comment. My mother will kill me if I do that celebration against India. If I get chance to do the celebration against India in final, I think if you ask me, he is confident that they will reach final, and I'm not sure. I think you can't
Hmm.
underestimate Bangladesh at this moment.
Yeah.
To what Nepalese media has, because taken this result because this is like the big game for them against India, and how fans have reacted. I was reading some fans comments on Goal Nepal page and Anfa page that
Hmm.
that where is attacking football, which coach
Yeah.
promised. It's just defensive. So I think, and then Nepalese coach coming in and saying that it all my mistake. I think he knows how to manipulate media and fans with his comments. I'm right here.
Yeah, I would rather not comment on the second part of things, but I can comment on how the reactions were and how he's been able to do in terms of how he has reacted and how he has kind of dealt with the Nepalese media in his short stint at Nepal so far. So he came in April, and in the very first press conference that he did as a Nepalese national team coach, he directly addressed the media and said, "Okay, I'll have these boys playing under me. You can attack me as much as you can if we perform bad, but please don't attack the players. They will do everything under me, but please don't attack the players." That's the only bit of line that I want you to draw. Then after his first stint selection and stuff, there were some controversies of leaving out the old names. For example, players that were in the Nepalese team squad for like 10 years and so, and were well above the 30 years of age. Abdullah Almatari barely has anyone that's over 30 in this squad. I think it's just Kiran Kumar Limbu who's over 30. He's assembled all the 20 years old, 21 years old, and that's good in a sense that they're developing as players. So he also got kind of criticism from the Nepalese media, and he was very furious about that. He explained why every single player was not in the team in front of the media, and again demanded that no one should attack my players because it's my responsibility to handle them. And if we lose, it's my loss. If we win, it's the team's win. So he's been like that, and he's interacted with the Nepalese media like that. So yesterday was a match where it was a rare instance where Nepali fans were kind of disappointed with the performance under Almutairi. People were, kind of searching for attacking football, and they were asking about why we didn't attack, and they were also saying India, we could have hurt India, and we could have actually managed a draw or even won against them had we played the original brand of football that we used to play under Almutairi. So this is the first time that I've seen fans being very polarized about Almutairi's decision. But still, after it all happened, Abdul Al Mutairi in the press conference came and said and directly addressed the Nepalese media not to attack the players again. He said, you know, you can attack me, but you should not attack my players. And he also asked the fans to calm down. Like, we've not done anything yet. We still have a match left in our hand, and we can still qualify. We're still in this competition. So let's be patient and be focused on the work. So he's been kind of a direct approach, but he is at times, uh, I think, has taken a little bit more weight on his shoulders, right? Like, everything that he says is about him or around him. So it's in a sense interesting situation how he maintains the dynamics with the Nepalese people, and the Nepalese media have always been under his radar because of all the things that they have written, and he, to be very frank, he does not like how they write and how they kind of try to interfere with the team selection and stuff. So that's why always maintains a Facebook page that has like 60,000 followers, and he prefers to directly interact with the fans rather than going through a media. So that's the dynamics, and we saw a glimpse of that in yesterday's press match conference. And with the whole beef with Igor Max, press pressure that he did after Almutairi, I reported that one for Khel now, and it was truly funny because everything that he said in the post match was going back to how Stimac celebrated the goal. He was advocating about having respect on the football pitch and everything, but it was kind of apparent that he was going after Igor Stimac after the win.
Maybe I think he was taking people away from the match result towards celebration, and so that there is not enough talk of Nepal losing the game. And another thing which I want to say is that Nepal had 6 points from two games, and
Yeah,
two more games are remaining. And Nepal could have taken that risk to knock out India out. To win this championship, I think Nepal will not like to face India in the final. That's for sure. Considering
hmm,
Nepal has never won this championship and India has won it 7 times, Indian players knows how to win finals. They have played various finals in their in their career, and I think Nepal had that to take it this match as a final and try to knock out India, beat them
yeah,
so that you don't face India in the final. Now, Nepal has opened this championship. By this result, this championship has opened for 4 teams. Bangladesh win the game, they go to final. India
yeah.
win the game, they go to the final. Maldives win the game, they go to the
They
final.
go to the
So
final.
I think this has opened the championship for all 4 teams. And I think Nepal had this opportunity to, not make sure that they get the easier opponent in the final. And I will still say Indian team has not peaked in this championship. And
Yeah,
I'm
yeah. They are
feeling
not.
that Nepal might have peaked early. They played so well in these first 2 games. It might be the when the last 2 games of final come, they will be not, because the tournament is all about peaking at right time. That's what they
Yeah,
say in
yeah,
the World Cup. If your team peak at the group stage, then you will face in the knockout. You will face it and you will get knocked out. So Akash says 600 plus passes, 75% possession. Your views is it not positive? If you see numbers, is it positive? If you have seen the game, that you will know that whenever India had ball in the defensive phase, India was keeping the short passes, vertical passes to the wingers, you know, horizontal passes to the winger. But whenever India went to their strikers, they went long. The
yeah.
goal came same way. So I think I want to see 75% percent passes, possession, sorry. But in the final third, I want to keep the football more. We are not keeping the ball more in the final third, and I would like to see when we keep 75% possession passes in the game. I would like to see India to score at least 2 or 3 goals because that will show your total domination. I don't want India to keep ball and then don't score goal and then lose the match by 1-0. So I think that's what I think about it. What do you think about the missed chances? I think it's on the players for the missed chances. I have just put it a tweet yesterday saying that Indian player has been always preferably goal scorer in the SAFF level. Manveer Singh was the top scorer in the last championship in 2018. JJ and Sunil Chhetri scored 3 goals each in the 2015 edition. Last time India faced this kind of difficulty was in 2013 edition when Sunil Chhetri was top scorer with just 1 goal, which he scored from free kick against Bangladesh in Nepal championship in SAF championship. 2011 Sunil Chhetri scored 7 goals. It just this is first time I'm seeing second time in last 10 years I'm seeing India struggling against SAF nation to score goals. You can say it's players' fault missing for chances, but then as somebody said, Kanish says on the chat, there's, bad tactics make great players down. Good tactics make bad players good. You are saying Sunil sir played bad. He scored 76 goals, same as Pele. He is saying we are lacking. So that Sunil have said that India is not playing well. Uh, and somebody
And
says,
also,
Sandeep,
I have a question
yeah,
for you.
go ahead.
Yeah. So I've seen Manvi Singh play for ATK Mohan Bagan, and the aggressiveness that he brings to the pitch, and he was, I presume, was the top scorer for the 2018 edition as well. But yesterday, I didn't see much of him. So how do you analyze his performance with the national team? As much as time that I've seen him, I've not found him that particularly, impressive as he has been with ATK Mohan Bagan.
I think it's again done of Indian domestic football, playing Indian forwards number 9 as a wingers. Manveer, and I said this many time on this stream.
Yeah.
I think with you I said a 4 or 5 times when you were on the stream. I have said 100 times on my other videos. Manveer Singh is not a right winger. If you're playing him in right wing, play proper right wing. Udanta came, he changed the game from right wing. We saw that he likes to play from the right wing. Manveer is a
Okay.
number 9. Then last season when he went to ATK Mohun Bagan, he started playing the right wing back. When you plays on right wing or right wing back and then he plays a number 9, you doesn't know what is the role. You start feeling confused what to do in what situation. Earlier, when he went to ATK Mohun initially, he knew that he's a number 9. He need to go physical one-on-one with center back. Just like in 2018 SAFF Championship edition, he dominated that championship. Even India sent the under 23 team. Now he's between of the number 9 and right winger. So neither is a right winger and he's struggling as a number 9. So I think Igor Stimac need to have a chat with him and Habas both at ATK Mohun, that play him up front if you want. Don't play him right wing. I think he scored goal for ATK Mohun for right wing, but that will overall will not help him on a long term, and will make him confused whenever he playing in that right wing or number 9 position. Only think about, somebody's asked about Farooq. Farooq has a knee injury. AFF team is medical team is still waiting for his scan report to come in, and what I heard from the camp is that the injury looks bad, so he's out for the SAP championship. At this stage, looks like it is out for the first half of ISL also. So, but we are still waiting for the scan reports to understand what's more about that. Please tell me who's the commentator of SAM championship. I don't know why he has a problem with India. I think when you have won the championship 7 times, other teams, fans and commentator will have an issue. So that's come with the baggage with winning these championships so many
No,
times.
and yeah,
Yeah,
and I think there's an additional factor too. I think he's referring to the commentator that commentates for like everything, like the commentator that's assigned to commentate by the Maldivian FA, right? Right there. I think that's the commentary being broadcasted everywhere. So
yeah,
I
yeah,
think yeah, I think it also comes down to research and stuff because when India played Nepal back in Kathmandu, it was for the Nepalese crowd to see, right? So the commentator is a little bit knowledgeable towards the side that he's more familiar with, and I've seen this commentator commentate on Nepal's games previously, so that might be a case of research because when India played Nepal back in Dashat Stadium, trust me, the commentator called everyone except Chingnansana Singh and Sunil Chetri and Gurpreet Singh Sandhu. Like he called everyone else Glenn Peter Martins at some stage of time because of obvious reasons. So I think he might be a little bit short on the research that he did to India, and I also felt that while I was watching the match yesterday.
yeah. Just for viewers to know that Sunil Chetri has scored 77 international goals now, has gone ahead of the great Pele, and I think Chetri will be disappointed if you ask me. He would have wanted to cross 80 goals in this championship. We still have one more game to go. I think important game. We will see Alias Fark versus Sunil Chetri in the final virtual semi-final. And the I'm not sure, is Nepal Bangladesh at the same time, or they have kept on the just like the normal games.
I think it should be at the same time, but I heard Abdullah Al saying something about the timings, and I presume it's not at the same time. I think it's not at the same time. Because I remember him saying it would have been better if both the matches were at the same time in his press conference.
Yeah. Also, somebody asked, Biplav Thapa asked, please talk about Rohit Chand, Rohit dependable Chand yesterday performance. What you say on that? I think he'll again. Whenever I see Nepal against India, because I'm not watching Nepal as regular as you watching, but whenever I see Nepal playing India when Rohit Chan in the squad, you know that Rohit Chand is different to other Nepalese player. He has the confidence to take on any player physically as well
Yeah,
as technically, and that yesterday we saw that, multiple time he came to the rescue of Nepalese defenders to get that last ditch tackle to physically bully the
yeah,
Indian forward players. And I think that's what shows on Rohit Chand performance. And I think it was typical 7 out of 10 midfielder performance for me. It just the Nepal overall tactical planning and everything was not suitable for Nepal to score the goal. They came into this match thinking that we'll draw it and then reach the final. So I think that's one thing. Another thing is Mohammad Yasir. Many people are impressed with Yasir, including me. I think it's always good when you have those left-footed players in your midfield, in your defense, or in your attack. Yasir give you that opportunity from the right wing to play those balls, which he played. I think one ball, amazing ball to Manveer Singh, if I remember correctly, just before Manveer came off, and Kiran Kumar Limbu saved it, and I think Manveer should have scored from that. It was
yeah.
a one-on-one against the goalkeeper. So I think you need technical players and left-footed players in your team to balance it out. How at same stadium hai, so I think एक ही time पे नहीं होगा. Sanchit Garg is right, but ideally it should have been same time. Maldives have two stadium. I'm not sure it is the male or not, but they have two stadium for sure.
Yeah,
You are the
I just got
finally,
the update.
yeah,
Yeah, I just got
yeah,
the update for you. The Bangladesh Nepal game is at like 4:30 p.m. IST,
and then
and
India is
the
9:30 with
yeah,
Maldives.
it's the later match.
Yeah, so I think it will give India and Maldives, they will knew before the game, what
Yeah,
they need to do when the match start. I think it's unfair on the team, but again, we consider that, I will just see that can India and Maldives go ahead together if they so if say for example Nepal and Bangladesh, so any of them win the game, they go to the final straight away, 7
yeah,
point, 9 point. But if they draw the game, the Nepal will have 7 points. Okay.
which
And
will put them ahead of Maldives anyways.
yeah, head to head, they will ahead of
Yeah,
Maldives, and Bangladesh will have 5 point. Then India and Maldives, if they drew the game, Maldives get 7 point, India get 6 points. So India will get knocked out. So India, it's
yeah.
it's like a virtual semi-final. There is no permutation combination there. So I think that's fine. Two game at different time doesn't change anything for the any team. So I think let's see. Somebody says final prediction. I will go with India and uh, I like to go with Nepal, but I'm not sure. Is it what I said? Nepal has peaked already in this championship, and will Bangladesh come and change that for them? I will still go with India and Nepal. I will like to see play Nepal again. I think that emotions to play Nepal is different than to play Bangladesh or Maldives. So I think I will go with
Mhm.
India and Nepal. So this your prediction?
Yeah, I would definitely go with Nepal for obvious reasons. And in the other match, I wouldn't mind either team coming in, but I hope it's a draw and then Maldives qualify.
So I think Sudesh don't want to face India again in the final. I think, as I said, big
Yeah,
teams they know how to perform in the big matches, and that's what I'm not saying India is World Cup winner or not, but at this level, India is the biggest team in this championship
yeah,
historically, and they will know that even someone like Sunil Chetri, they will know the Gurpreet Singh Sandhu, they will know how to win these final games. Akash asked preferred formation for India. Can we play position based football through 4-4-2? My preferred formation is 4-2-3-1 because the reason it is for me, I always think that 4-2-3-1 is a balanced formation. It can switch to 4-3-3 while you're defending, on transition. It can change to 4-4-2 if your number 10 is that good enough to go head to head with your head next to your center forward. So my preferred formation is that, and consider the Indian player we have right now. We have good wingers, we have good midfielders, we have good two number 10s in form of Sahel and
yeah,
Brandon. You can use any of those. I think I will go to 4-2-3-1. Another question from Akash was, can we play position style football 4-4-2? Of course we can. I think it's just laziness of people to think that 4-4-2 means long ball football. It's just because England, an English team used to play 4-4-2 and they used to go long. I think people think that 4-4-2 is just about long ball. It's not like that. I know many matches where Barcelona played 4-4-2. They played Messi in that behind the striker in the 4-4-1-1 role. And they played position style football. I have seen Manchester City do it. I have seen Bayern to do it. So it's not that you can't play 4-4-2 formation and then do not play position style. You can play it, just your coaching philosophy and your tactical philosophy need to be passing style football. There are many questions on CMAC why he's not play Sahel, Saritan, Rahim instead of Manveer. Manveer played as a right wing, kind of India played 4-4-2, I think, in last game against Nepal, and Manveer was playing the striker. So Saritan goes out from the picture. Sahel Rahim, I think Sahel Rahim, Farooq, you can ask anyone could have started up front. Sahel can play that second striker role I just said about Messi. Messi playing that 4-4-1 formation role for Barcelona. So I think that's great that India has opportunity, but I think they went with Manveer because of the experience and he's a bit senior also. So let's see. Have Nepal raise it level? I feel so, and that's what I'm surprised Nepal not going to match, trying to win the game. I think this Nepalese team looks, if you ask me, better than 2013 team. Maybe 2013 team had Anil Gurung and the better individual player, but this team looks like a team to
Yeah.
me. And I'm from outside. I'm not a Nepalese fan, so I can say that. So Desh, what do you think? Have they
Yeah,
raised their level?
I'll add up on that. Like it is based on the definition that you put on how you kind of interpret the word uh, become better, or have they been better. So if you ask me organizational wise and how we've been dealing with football, I'll say it's a straight no. I don't think it's like a better side in terms of how the players we have and stuff like that. We're still missing someone like Bimal Gautam Magar and here and there players that could have played for the national team. But I would say this is definitely the most drilled team that we have had in the recent years. And as a system, I think this team has something in them. For example, if you looked at how they played yesterday, it was all about the intent that Nepal lost the game. They were told to defend. They defended quite well, and I think Ashish will also agree on that with me. They defended fairly quite well. They were looking really good as a system until that one mistake happened.
You can
Although
say
they
that, but
couldn't
then
do it.
you can also say that Indian forward never took the chances. Also, you can say they defended well
Yeah,
until they didn't concede the goal, and it would have been
but
the master class if Nepal would have got that 0-0 through. But you can
yeah,
say that Indian got the chances. It just they didn't finish those chances. So it's
but
very clear
still,
between both.
yeah. If you look at the similar conditions, if you look at the Nepalese team, if they were in a similar condition 2 or 3 years ago, they would have conceded perhaps two or even three, or they couldn't master the basics of defending and how they were covering their markers, or the very basics. I'm talking about the very basics. So in transitions, they were doing well, and as I said, they're the most drilled team that we've had in recent years. They have played their games, they have a solid structure, just that yesterday they intended to change it, and they did go for the win. I think that's where they kind of fell short, and also Indian forwards then were not as clinical as they should have been. And it has been a tournament like that for India in a sense, but if they had the intent that they went out against the likes of Sri Lanka, I think they had some kind of chances, provided that they continue to work as a system. So, they have improved in a sense that the new coach has instilled a new philosophy and has picked players that can play under that philosophy. But in terms of organization, it's just uh, worse than what it is in India. So it's just like Abdul Al is a tape that has binded like two cracking walls. So it's just a superficial fix, I would say.
Many people have joined us late, so they're asking about injury update about Farooq. I will just update everybody. Farooq has got a bad knock in his knee. At this stage, I'm told the status of it, is it ACL? It's just a tear. What kind of level it is still unknown. The scans reports are awaited by Indian team. I checked in the afternoon from the Indian coaching staff in Maldives. So let's see. I think hope for best, but I think he's out definitely for the SAFF Championship. He's not going to play in SAFF Championship, and let's hope that he comes back for Jamshedpur because he's important player for them. And now his unavailability means that Komal Thatal might have to start for Jamshedpur on one of the wings. That shows that how important player is Farooq Chaudhary for Jamshedpur. Shakib asked, "Hey Ashish, I have a question for you. Why Prabir Das is not getting selected despite having technical ability as a right back?" So one point you can say he's not selected. Another point is he has not played much football. He got a COVID, then he took longer to recover from it. Of course, came back for it, Kimon Bagan, but he didn't started that one match in the that interzonal final. So I think let's see that how Parveer does in this year in the ISL, and now the next announcement of the team will be in the Feb only when India is going to play the qualifiers. So I think I'm not. So you can't say that is he dropped or is he still not fully fit? That's why he's not selected. So you have to wait for that. What about Himanshu Jangra, who is next 60 generational talent in the world? Himanshu Jangra is, as I said, he's a great upcoming player, but still doing at the lower level. I think if you ask me, he should be playing at the higher level. So I hope he qualifies to I League with Delhi FC and then play at least in I League instead of playing the state leagues. He need to play the higher level to improve his game. Why no attacks coming through the center? One of the striker has to drop down. I think that's some surprise because another reason it's not coming because you're playing Brendan on right wing, Yasir on left wing, and you're going for 4-2 formation. So that's why majority stuff coming from the wing because two playmakers are playing as a wide playmaker, not as a center playmaker. That's one reason. Another reason is that Manveer and Sunil Chetri, maybe it's age and everything. He doesn't drop too deep now, like old days, but still he drops sometime. So I think Manveer need to see that. JJ used to do it very smartly when he used to play with Chetri. He knows when to go behind and when to come deep, and that's what Sunil Chetri's best form came under Stephen. When JJ was playing that type of football for him.
Yeah.
Uh, so what happened to Robin is also not fully fit, I'm told. So let's see. I think what happened once ISL come. Can Udanta play the striker like Bangalore playing in AFC? He's a fast and experienced. Deep Bora, I think you might not be aware, but Udanta was the center forward for India under 16, under 19 team for TFA also, Tata Football Academy. Eventually converted into winger when it went to Bangalore FC, and then similar kind of role he played for Stephen Constantine. So that's what happened with Indian centre forwards at the club level to accommodate foreigners. They are converted into wingers, and Udanta always have been centre forward. If you see in this SAFF Championship, I'm not sure Sudesh you have saw India's all matches, but Udanta is physically gone head to head with the defenders of opponent team. Than he had done in past. So I think he knows that he need to believe in his ability and
Yeah.
go against these defender instead of just depending on his pace. Please tell what Thapa. I think Thapa should be fine. He's not injured. I think Thapa still is confused about his role under Igor Stimac. Is he number 6? Is he number 8? Is he number 10? He's played everywhere on the pitch. So I think that's what I'm saying. He need to now finally tell that who is our his first 11. So I think that's really important for the players to know what kind of role they need to play going ahead. Ron Borges have taken. Will the next game be open game? By the way, please make me a mod. Everybody want to become a mod, so we'll make you the mod. Don't worry. Open game. Maldives playing at home, and they need. I think Maldives really wants to win the championship for Ali Asfaq. Not many people know this, but Ali Asfaq scored 10 goals in single SAF championship in 2013.
Yeah.
He's a great goal scorer. He's stretching his career. He need that one trophy, with Maldives. So I think they want to win it. So they will come for, I think, India. Because draw doesn't suit them. Maldives, I will just check. Uh, I think draw will also take Maldives to the final, by the way. So it's just similar
Yeah.
like a Nepal
Provided that
situation for
Nepal
them.
lose. Yeah. Provided that
No,
Nepal
even
lose.
even even Nepal win it, two teams will go right. So Nepal win it, Nepal will have
Yeah.
9 points. Draw means Maldives will have 7 points, India
Seven
will have six
points.
points. So Maldives and Nepal will play final. So I think, and that's where the team sometimes struggles. When they don't know what they actually need to do. Should they go for draw? Should they go for the victory? In India case, they will have no doubt that what they did need to do. They need to go and score goal and win the match. Apuya, most technical player for India. Apuya struggled yesterday. If you see overall game, sometime because of the pitch, I think pitch was not that good the way football you want to play. But I still feel Sahel and Brendan sometime are more in final third, especially have more technical abilities than Apuya. But Apuya is one of the technical player for India. Daksh Sharma ne pucha tha sawal. Scored 6 goal against Sri Lanka once. Yeah, India used to
Yeah.
score goals for fun, so don't worry. So
That's. I think he's talking about Ali Asfaq. He
yeah,
scored six
yeah,
against
yeah.
Sri Lanka
Oh,
in a single match in 2013.
yeah. So and another cool fact about Alice Park is that he scored 5 goals in AFC Cup games also. Not many South Asian players have done that. India, Baiching Bhutia did it once, if I remember correctly, for East Bengal, scoring 5 goals. And Uttam Rai did it at under 16 level in AFC qualifiers. He scored 5 goals. So I think that's eventually a big achievement for him. So I think he is great. Against Maldives, who will be your forwards? My forwards, I think I will go with typical forwards. Um I will go with Sunil up front, Udanta on left or right, and Udanta on left, and I will put Yasir on right. I think that suit us, two inverted wingers, and put Brendan as a number 10, put Thapa and Apuya behind, and go for it. I think that's what India need to do because
Yeah.
we don't have any other chance. Draw doesn't suit us. Ashish, last Friday told us that you contact with the various sources to find out the last form of the Northeast United. Uh, Raj, I've said multiple. I've heard multiple things on Northeast United that is it done? They're foreigner, but somebody is not telling me it is done or not. So I'm still waiting for the names to come out to tell you guys. Uh, Sudesh, how much chances do you think we have with Bangladesh? And he's all in a Nepalese fan. Is it more easy for Nepal to qualify because only draw also takes Nepal to final? Same thing as Maldives as well. Is it, I think, dual sword for Nepal, just like India game, draw or win, and then
Yeah,
they
yeah.
get confused about what they need to do? What do you think about it?
I think Nepal will and should go for a win against Bangladesh, not depreciating them or anything, but we've played quite frequently with Bangladesh recently, and we've been able to win against them as well. So Abdullah Al Mutari will keep this in mind, and Nepal should go for a win. And Bangladesh have had their own hiccups too, although they are with Oscar Bruzon, who is a very reputed coach in Bangladesh and knows the players well, because a lot of players in Bangladesh squad have players from Basundhara Kings. So, Nepal should go for a win. And since Bangladesh switched into Oscar Bruzon, as per my knowledge, very late or relatively late going into this tournament, I think Nepal will go for a win. And they've had their own struggles, and Abdul Al Matari will look, and Nepal will look into exploiting the weaknesses that they showed against Maldives. So it's I think Nepal will go for a win rather than for a draw. I think it was the India factor that made Nepal go for a draw in yesterday's game.
Yeah, so somebody says I'm biased. Don't mess up with Gorkhalis. I'm not going to mess up with the Gorkhas for sure. Of course, I have to bias. I'm Indian, so that isn't going to change it. And again, people said Sunil doesn't score against Nepal. He has scored against one more time. There is another question on Nepalese playing 11. Nepal coach starting 11 is so unpredictable. What do you think is the reason? Isn't he better to have a stable playing 11? Say Sandeep. I agree. I think I'm not following much, just like India. So India have been changing their playing 11 player position in every game. Is it something similar, Sudesh, or it just he's going taking his playing 11 according to the opponent or according to the match?
It was rather like he was switching according to the opponents. Like he benched Navi Shrestha and Anjan Bista yesterday, and when you actually saw Nepal play in yesterday's game, it was clear that he wanted to follow a particular style of play. For example, if you have Anjan, you will attack a lot and you will look to progress from the middle. But with Manistangi on the side, he can make those runs and he can get behind defenses with his pace. So he wanted to utilize that. So when you are in a low block, when you are playing off the ball as a 5-4-1 side, you will look to go all out and plan those long balls in hope of reaching those balls, and he wanted to do that by Manistangi. So I don't think it's big of a concern, because when he wants to play a 4-3-3 and when he wants to attack, he will get the lineup of 4-3-3 and Navik Shrestha, Anjan Bista, and Suman Lama playing as forwards. But yesterday he wanted exactly the opposite. He wanted to sit back and get those opportunities that he wanted to get, and in the second half perhaps get Anjan Bista. So I don't think he's shuffling his starting lineup that much. Against bigger opponents, we've seen him doing that. We've seen him bench Anjan Bista previously. He benched Anjan Bista, I guess, if I'm not wrong, against Australia as well, and he came off the bench. So it's a regular kind of rotation that he does, with provided how he wants to play. So it shouldn't be like he lacks identity, but he kind of wanted to do a different thing yesterday. But with India's, as per my knowledge, it's just the opposite, right, Ashish?
India has been changing their team. I am not sure that Brandon starts some games. He doesn't. When he some start left, some start in pivot, some start in the number 10. So I think maybe Agostino still searching for his best team. I think he will have his best team when India play the qualifiers. So let's see. Somebody, SAD Kerala or Mod says should timestamp be done for this. I think we don't need timestamp for this. That's fine. People will come and watch. It's a talk show. Why Nepalese hate India and why they're so arrogant? It's coming home. What is the I don't know. Banuzi said, never disrespect any country. I think it's fine. Some people you will find these kind of in every side of the border, so don't worry about
Yeah.
it. Why Sana is bench? Julio center back pair in the qualifiers deep. So I have theory. So I was thinking about this while this question was coming, and I was thinking about it since last few games. I have a small theory. So hear me out and then then tell me that what do you guys think about it? I think Sana and Sandesh will are center back pairing going to the World Asia Cup qualifiers. I think Igor Stimac saw that India is not getting facing lots of attack. That's one. Second thing, he also saw that we are having lots of position. So he wanted his two center back to be quick in the passing, to play those diagonal ball to the wingers whenever they get the chance. So I think that's and being Subhash is being left footed helped the same concept, that he can play that quick pass to the left winger if to Brendan or to Mandar, whoever is there. And same with Rahul Beke from right side center back. I think this is my theory. Other than that, maybe Sana is not fully fit. So these can be only two possibilities at this stage. And sadly, we have Sudesh has disconnected. So I will continue. So I think this is what I think. Other than that, I don't think there is any reason to drop Sana. So this is back. Thank you. So drop Sana. So this is my theory. Do you think is it is it possible that he is playing those because India is seeing lots of ball and he wanted the full back type of center back who can play those quick passes to the midfield?
Yeah, I think that's similar because whenever I've seen Stingland and I Singh play for India and for his club as well, he's a proper ball playing center back and he can do those exchanges with his center back pairing. But what India were particularly struggling in this tournament was to the playing other options brings into the team more than Chinglenson Singh. Of course, injuries can also be another cause, but I think if we look at it tactically, that should be the one cause that Aiko Stimac is not playing Chinglenson Singh. But I still believe, and I've seen them play live. I think Sandesh Chinglen and Chinglenson Singh get together really well for the Indian national team.
शांतनु शेष मुंबई सिटी एफसी का कोच कब आएगा इंडिया उसकी रेपुटेशन बहुत अच्छी है द न्यू कोच ही इज रेटेड वेरी हाईली इन ऑस्ट्रेलिया न्यूजीलैंड एंड among city football group. So let's see how he does. There is another question from Nepal. I will just let me take it. Just one last question. If Nepal had
Yeah.
played attacking game instead of defending, what do you think could have been score line? Want to know your honest opinion? I think it might be in a game of the goals, where we'll see lots of goal. Maybe India winning 3-2, maybe Nepal winning 2-1. You never know. But that would have changed the approach of India also. They would have been, bit pragmatic, bit defending. I think they saw Nepal is not coming to them, and then they pushed their all 11 players, not 11, sorry, 10 players ahead. And Indian center back, both the center back was way beyond the half line. I think if Nepal shown that intent to attack, that would have put doubt in the minds of Igor Stimac and Indian players. I think that's what I think. I think Nepal should have tried to at least to see that how India react to that. If Nepal tried to attack. Pele and Sunil Chetri same rated goals, 77. Of course, different in quality, but you can't discredit the goals that Sunil Chetri has scored for India. Replace Glenn with Apuya, maybe another reason for the tempo India played yesterday. Will Apuya be our main stadium? If you ask me, he should be. I think India should be building their team around Apuya, Brendan, Sahel, Thapa, Yasir, Suresh. Glenn can be part of the squad, but Apuya being the technical strong as a number 6 is very important. Being physical is also very important. He's still learning his trade, so let's see. I think how he does when he plays regularly for Mumbai City and for India, because playing for Northeast United is different. Where there is not pressure to bring trophies or to win big matches. But when you play for Mumbai City, who are defending champion, going into the Champions League, I think he will play important role for the Mumbai City in this upcoming season. This season, Nepal was able to change our Indian fans' view on them. Kudos to them, says from some SAD Kerala from India. I think that's a great thing for Nepal. I think this time the team looked good. As I said, I think I have seen that 2013 team very closely, and this team, I think, and people believe that 2013 team was one of the generational team for Nepal in recent time. So I think this team looks like a bit better as a team, maybe not individual. So let's see. I think what days why
Yeah,
more goals are yeah. Sudesh, go ahead.
yeah, I'll add something onto this as well. If you see the 2013 team, there were players that were 25, 26, 27, 28, basically close to their peak or exactly playing at their peak. But this team, if you look at it, they are just 21, 22. You know, even we have a guy who's 17. So if if we've improved right now, there's a lot of promise to be delivered, whereas the 2013 team would only be expected to regress. So this is also another exciting sign, provided that we continue to build up on that, which coming from Nepal, I don't see that happening because we've had these kind of generations in the past and they have not been handled that really well. So under a coach, they have found a rhythm. So I think that's why people have started to notice the difference and started to say that Nepal are actually doing good.
Okay, somebody from Maldives says, I'm not saying bad about India, but as being supporter of from Maldives, all SAF countries are in same level. Many times, India think they are world class, but honestly, India still not at a Asian level. I differ on this. So hear me out. 2 points. India has won SAF Championship 7 times. We have won it with the under 23 team. We nearly won it last time, last 2018 edition with the under 23 team. That's one. Last 10 years, India has played two AFC Asian Cup. None of the other Asian team has, none of the other SAF team has reached there. So, of course, Indian fans will feel superior because they want India to play World Cup. They dream about India playing World Cup, and they all think that the SAF matches are useless, which I differ sometime because, but then I can and as I said, the fans like these are on the all side of the borders. So I think if they feel confident of the team bigger than other SAF team, I think it's because of the past record, it's because of the recent performance, it's because of the level Indian football is at right now. I think that's the main thing, and no disrespect to any nations. And I just, as I said in South Asian football podcast, if Indian football, if Indian subcontinent football need to go up, all countries need to do well, and I think it's important. Just like
Yeah,
ASEAN is doing at this moment, or say West Asia is doing at this moment, India, South Asia need to do something similar. Instead of fighting, we can fight while our matches are going on, but then take the reason together upfront. As a fan for एज एन इंडियन फॉर सुदेश भाई, कोई नेपाली ओरिजिन प्लेयर आएगा क्या नेपाल टीम में? मैंने सुना था अंत अंतलाना का कोई प्लेयर है कोई. आई एम नॉट श्योर व्हाट डू यू मीन.
oh yeah, yeah.
Is there
I'll
anybody
clarify on
who's,
this.
yeah, go
Yeah,
ahead.
I'll clarify on this. So, what we are exactly talking on the South Asian Football Podcast about naturalized or players having dual citizenships or dual passports. So there was this player who Abdullah Al Mutairi talked about in one of his press conferences, and as per my research and as per my sources, his name is Vikas Beraglia, and he has played for the Atalanta under 17 team. So he can practically qualify to be a Nepalese citizen, but in terms, and he has already represented the age group level quite well right there. And I follow him on social media, and he seems to be doing quite good. But as per the Nepalese laws, no one can keep dual passports. So
Just like India.
I would just rule that possibility out. If he wants to come and play for Nepal, he should give up his Italian citizenship and just be a Nepalese citizen. So that was a possibility that Abdul Al Mutairi discussed. Not that he wanted to bring him or he wants to bring him. He just talked about possibilities. No one kind of know, like, he was not a name in Nepal like before Abdul Al Mutairi mentioned him. No one knew of him. No one knew about him being a Nepalese origin player. But after Abdul Al Mutairi mentioned him, he's gained quite a lot of hype here in Nepal. But as of right now, as of the laws that stand in Nepal, it's not a chance that anyone can possess dual passports. I think that's exactly the case in India too.
Yeah, it's similar. What happens when Ashik comes back? I think Ashik will compete for the left back and left winger position, if you ask me. So let's see when he's back from injury how he does it. There was a foreigner in Sri Lanka team. There was a Sri Lankan origin foreigners in Sri Lankan team, not just foreigner who doesn't have any roots to Sri Lanka. Stimac once said we can win against low ranking teams 10 15 times, but it's not improving level, but we are struggling to win against 188th ranking team. Alex T-Max quotes, and we need to ask something very yes, we are struggling. I think we need to create more chances. I still feel India is not creating enough chances to score goals. Of course, yes, we missed the goals, but I think we still, if when you keep 75% percent of the position in a game, you need to at least create 4 or 5 big chances in that game. Where is Bimal Magar? Bimal Magar is recovering from his injury. Anything new, Sudesh, on Bimal Karti Magar since we last talked about him?
Yeah, there's a new update that he's started training with the Nepal under 23 squad, but he is not in the squad that will go to play for the Asian qualifier. So he just doing his individual training with the camp. He's not been training with the team yet, but he's in the same camp as the Nepal under 23 squad, and he's expected to play the A Division League later this year. So I think he will be back by December this year in his full powers.
Rizo says, I felt like Sunil Chhetri underperformed big time. Your views? Yes, he did underperform, if you ask me.
Yeah,
But then what I feel that he's feeling frustrated. He is not, so India is not winning, so he's a winner, born winner. And I think, and sometimes he's trying too hard to make impact or to, impact the game. I think that's the reason because I think Sunil Chhetri is a natural goal scorer and he need to keep it natural. I think the goal which he missed against Nepal, he would have buried that goal with power
yeah,
if he was playing naturally. I think I think he's thinking about result a lot, which India is getting in recent times. I think which is impacting his game. It's not that it is because of age. Is he slow? It's nothing like that. I think it's more of his body language. You can see that he really wants to win, and that's why he's trying too many things on the pitch. I think maybe that's the reason. Can
yeah. I
Sahel
want to add
Thapa?
something.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
want to add
Go
something
ahead.
on Sunil Chetri's case. So I think it was the match against Bangladesh that I saw when Liston was just cutting inside and Sunil Chetri was dragging the defender away from Liston. He Liston didn't take the shot and instead followed Sunil with the ball, and he was instructing something to Liston, and he was like being
Yeah, so
very
I
result
raised this.
oriented. Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean that was an
I raised this
observation.
point in the same post-match video of Bangladesh. If people have remember, I think Sunil wanted Liston to shoot there,
Yeah.
and he
So he's
didn't.
kind of being very objective and result oriented in this tournament. And I think that's the way to go because, with India, you want to win the SAFF Championship at least.
Yes. Can Sahel Thapa, Brandon be played together? I think they can. They only we will able to find a space against these ultra defensive sides. I think Thapa has played the number 6 role in past, but Thapa likes to go into the box, arrive late, score goals. So I think it will be a bit risky to play Brandon and Sahel 2 number 10 alongside number 8 Thapa. I think in yesterday match you could have because Nepal never came to attack against
Yeah.
India. I think so. In yesterday game, you could have, that's why even Apuya was joining the attack yesterday. So let's see. What your views? There was another question. Just what your views if allow person of Indian origin that it will affect ISL popularity and it will shortcut people really curious for national match. I think if we allow, it will help India to at least be regular in the Asia Cup. That's what I think because they have a good Indian origin players playing in Europe. So, and but it's not going to happen. That's the reason. Frustrated Sunil sir is more dangerous than normal. Yes, I agree. That's not frustrated. Angry Sunil sir is more dangerous than normal because we have seen angry Sunil Chhetri scoring those goals when he's angry with the referee or some situation. Right now, I think the results are impacting him a lot, and this is from outside. I'm seeing. I'm not saying that anybody told me. I think he doesn't want to play draw or lose games. He's born winner, I said, and he want to win these games. So let's see. Why Indian team satisfied with the one single goal? I think they knew yesterday Nepal will not score. The way Nepal was playing because I think I was also discussing with one of the European coach I talk to regularly. He said it is tough to switch the game, to switch the gear during the game until there's a
Mm.
halftime break. Another example of this is France versus Belgium game, semi-final of UEFA Nation Leagues. In first half, Belgium
Oh
was
yeah.
coming into France. France never pressed Belgium in the first half, but during the whole game, coaching staff unable to change the gear of their team. When halftime break happened and they came back again, France started pressing Belgium in their own half, and the game changed and they won the game. So I think the coaches were telling me it's difficult sometimes to pass those instructions from the sideline to your players. To 11 players are there to change the gear of your team. To go to attacking to defensive. It's not easy sometimes. So I think India knew yesterday that Nepal will not score. Ashish, frankly asking Mumbai City FC or North United, which is club your favorite? I think I can't say none. I will say none of them is a favorite because I don't want people feel while I'm here that I'm supporting any of these teams. I think I like where more Indian player play. So at this stage, I said Northeast United has done more, had the support. They have given chances to more young Indian players. So I will say Northeast United, but don't ask me this question. There's another question. I will not take that. We can play Brendan Sahel together. Glenn is at behind them. That's possible. I think that's possible. Brendan Sahel with Glenn together. View on Nepal performance in SAFF. Is he really expected this kind of performance? They are favorite for SAFF? Question mark. I think we know they did well. I think till this, but as I said, is Nepal has already peaked early in the championship. With this game against India, will change them going ahead. That's you have to see how they play in the next game. That's going to be interesting going ahead. Which already touch upon that. Apuya passes were
Right.
too good. I think Apuya looked good. I think couple of times struggled due to pitch there. I think that's the reason. When Sandesh will return, what we are hearing and what also I read that he might play for his club in the cup game later in the October. So let's see. I think if he plays that, prove his fitness, he should be back when India play next qualifiers in Feb. And so there's just a question to you: Is Nepal under 23 team preparing separately for the AFC under 23 championship qualifiers? And who is going to coach the team?
Yeah, they are preparing separately for the championship, and the camp has been going on for a month now. And the under 23 boys are being led by Balgopal Marjan. I think you know him. He was the
Yeah,
national team
evergreen
coach
coach,
before Abdul
ev-
Almatari came to the
evergreen
senior
coach for
team squad.
Nepal team. I will
Yeah,
always, you'll always find him whenever your foreign coach gets sacked, he will be back.
yeah. So it's basically a shuffle between Balgopal Marjan and Rajukaji Sakya. So they are the two who come into the Nepalese team squad whenever the position is vacant. So now this time around, the under 23 spot was vacant. So it's Balgopal Marjan who's going to lead them to the under 23 uh, Asian qualifiers.
Yeah, our Nepalese club in ISL. What are your thoughts? I think, and I think we touch upon this in South Asian podcast. I really up for the idea. Not just this. I'm open for the idea of giving one, say four foreigner, three foreigners normal, one foreigner from Asia, and one more foreigner, and six foreigner can be from South Asian countries if ISL club really want to sign, and they are quality players which can be signed. And I'm open for the something like MLS or Premier League does allow Nepalese or Bangladesh club or even Maldives clubs to be in ISL. I think that will grow the league and football all across the region. I think that can be the good, because in this way, just like now Qatar controlling PSG, Saudi
Hmm.
controlling Newcastle,
Newcastle.
UAE controlling Manchester City, then you can have government backed clubs in ISL from Nepal, Maldives, Bangladesh, and that might change the picture, and I think it's a good idea, but I don't think it will happen in next 10 years, because India already have so many issues domestically to take care of in football before we can think about reason altogether. India need to have only short training in every training as they did by Zidane in Real. I agree. I think I was talking about this earlier in this video. I need to do more shooting training drills. How can increase Indian football standard? I think it's a long topic, but grassroots development is the, I think, first step to do it. If ISL level increase, more Indian fan will prefer to watch ISL instead of European 12:30 a.m. game. Totally agree. Do you think Indian players don't think of playing abroad, even a lower division European, because they can get more money than even Croatian top tier? I think money is an important factor if you ask me, because the wages the Indian players getting in, on average, good Indian players, Indian international getting in ISL is around from 60 lakhs to 2 crores now on average. So it's a fair player to player. and they will not get same wages in Europe. So I think that that's one of reason, and there are other reasons also which we can't touch upon this time. Uh, I was really frustrated when Sahel was subbed in, and when we were leading. As much I admire Sahel, what was the use of playing Sahel when we went all out defense? It was only to made him look weak. Yusuf, I mean, I have a different opinion on that. I think the reason Sahel was brought in, Sahel can hold the ball. He has the technique to play the tight spaces, and when you're defending, you also need players who can keep the ball, so that you can bring your defenders up, and don't feel the pressure of opponent team attack a lot. So I think that might be the reason. And also you need to change game from the bench. Sahel could have being Sahel, he can score goals. That's another thing, why he was brought in. Why Changte was not selected, I was surprised. And yesterday, one of the guy I know from South Asian football who works in UK was asked while watching India game, not Indian, was asking where is Changte, why he's not playing, and he's too good to be not playing at this level, because he has pace, he can score goals, he can assist goals. And we saw a Changte rise in 2015 SAFF Championship when he scored that goal against Nepal. I'm not sure
Yeah,
Sudesh remember or not,
I remember that 4-0.
the left-footed goal from outside the box, and then another goal from header. I think that's why people remember Changte, and not just Indians, other people also. So I think that's another reason. Ask the brother, ask Sudesh, is he satisfied with yesterday match? Personal opinion, being Nepali. So that's one of the important questions. And now I just don't be diplomat, because you have been very, very much a diplomat when I'm asking it and not coming to the point. Are you
Uh,
satisfied with the yesterday performance? Don't you feel Nepal should have done more to impact the result?
yeah, first things first, I would definitely have loved to see Nepal go for the win. And I'm disappointed that they didn't go for the win. They played for a draw, as it was apparent from the very first minute. And I think they played for that, they played in hopes of getting that one chance so that they could defend all game, and then one shot, boom, it's a goal and a 1-0 victory for Nepal. I think that was the intent yesterday. But if you first things first, like, I'm not happy results wise, but if you ask me how they executed the defensive plan, because I've seen Nepalese team not being able to do the basic defending and stuff. Yesterday it was quite fine, and we got ourselves tested against the likes of India. So result wise, intent wise, I would have loved, and I would actually, they should have gone for a win against India, and I would have loved for them to go all out. That didn't happen. That's the first point of disappointment. So yeah, I'm kind of disappointed with the approach that the Nepalese national team took yesterday.
Okay. Stimac is saving Sahel energy for final, but will he go in final or not is not confirmed. I think he need to mix it up. Let's see. Uh, I was frustrated after Sri Lanka game, and people saw that on the stream. Of course, now I'm a bit happy. At least we have won against Nepal, because as I said, I don't want to lose against Nepal. I'm fine losing SAF Championship, but I don't want to lose against Nepal, because it just my old memories come back from that 2013. I don't want that. So I'm still hopeful. And considering, as I said, the peaking at right time in the championship is in the international championship is very important. Nepal, this is my personal feeling. I feel Nepal has peaked early in this championship. Even if they reach final, it will be tough for them, whoever they're playing. And India has still not peaked. India has nowhere near to be their peak. So I think we still have that next level to go into the championship. Will be that against Maldives at the host nations? We have to see, I think. And these two upcoming virtual semi-final now, it's very important. Any changes you will bring in Nepal playing 11, Sudesh, going into the match against uh, Bangladesh?
Yeah, I would resort back to the playing starting 11 that Almutairi started against Sri Lanka. So it was Anjan Bista coming in from the left. Although Navayuk has not had that much of an impact and output in the recent matches, but he does the job of being the decoy striker and allowing others to make those runs in the opposition box. So I would put Navayuk and Anjan on the starting forward lineup. And as per the midfield is concerned, I would definitely love to have Tej Tamang, Puzanupur Koti, and then we have Tej Tamang, Puzanupur Koti, and I forgot the other name, but I'm forgetting a very vital name, but excuse me for
Rohit
that. So
Chand.
it's basically, yeah, Rohit Chand is a defender. He plays as a defender under Al Mutairi. So I would love to see him play 4-3-3, and honestly, I think that's what he's gonna do with Bangladesh and look to play with the pace that Manistangi and Ais Kalan will bring after the halftime. So it's nothing of a change, but I'd love to see, Anjan Bista at least be on the starting lineup because he has been the one who has been very vital under Al Mutaidi. So and underrated ones, our fullbacks have been really good, so I would keep them. And the centre backs, I mean, they're not even they're untouchable. So I would go with the same lineup, but with Anjan Bista and a slight change to the forward lineup, and I would put Navi as a striker yet again.
Uh, how now I will come to India and wrap up the show. Just a couple of questions more. How will rate Baker and Bose? I think Baker and Bose did well in that game, considering that they didn't have much to defend. Majority of their work was to get the ball to the midfielders. I think they did well in that game. Considering that, I will still not start both of them together against Maldives. I will bring Sana in because Maldives will attack more and they have somebody like Ali Asfaq playing up front. What will be my changes in Indian team going into the game against Maldives? I think Gurpreet will play, Mandar will play. We don't have many options in left back. I think I will bring Saritan back, play Sana and Bose in the defense, and my midfield three will be again. I really want to see this midfield of Thapa, Apuya, and Brendan. Up ahead, I would like to see Yasir from right, Udanta from left, Sunil Chetri up front. So I think that's what my playing 11 for India against Maldives because we need to score goals and we need players who can score goals, who can create goals. So that's it. Will Nabil selected for 123 team? He's not selected for 123 team as of now. Somebody asked, can Danda play for India? He was talking about taking Indian passport. I met his father. I'm not sure he will take Indian passport at this stage. His career is too important at this time, and so I think he will not play. Somebody asked Sudesh, do you have a YouTube channel? Can you provide the link? Sudesh, I think you should open YouTube channel. People really want to see more of you. I think you can do Nepalese football. I think I still feel in Nepal, football content in English is not done much. I think so that
Yeah.
internationally people can watch what happening in Nepal. So I think we have given you platform. So it's over to you now. Next podcast schedule. I think I will now at this stage will try towards South Asian podcast straight away after the championship ends. I think that will be better instead of doing before. Normal beyond the score. I'm working on it. We are thinking to bring. We are working on a couple of targets, but I think we just want to bring a quality one. So I think that will also come. We'll see a podcast back to back, both of them coming soon. Other than that, I think there will be more stuff coming in the channel. Juan Fernando, possible Indian coach, can possible, but let's see if I do that or not. This is another question which Patil has been putting again and again. Indian passing was improving game by game, and finishing is poor. We have to wait at least 2 3 years to adopt the philosophy. I agree. I think its philosophy can't be implemented at senior levels. You have to start from bottom, then go to the top. So you can't take the top to bottom approach. Can we expect more changes under 23 squad like addition of Naimil Anwar Ali? Not sure. I have to check AFC guidelines. Is it allowed after allowing the announcing the squad? So I think we have to check on that. Unlikely at this stage. Is he want to play like? Is he want to play India versus Nepal in final or Nepal versus Maldives? I think Sudesh already gave answer. He doesn't want to play in India in final. He wants to play Maldives in final. I want to play India Nepal in final though, but he wants to play Maldives in final. So he's already given that. I've already asked. What about VR in CFL as it 55-inch 4K TV or real? I'm not sure that what kind of VAR they're using in CFL because people need to understand VAR need a different set of tech which is not available in
Yeah.
India to watch TV replay, and that's not VAR. So that's VAR. I think you have to go and I think there's a video on the FIFA channel. What is VAR and what is all about. Even UEFA also did some videos. So I think just understand what kind of tech is VAR. I'm not sure it is available in India as of now. Uh, I think why ईशान पंडित has not scored, not selected. आज तो नॉर्थ ईस्ट यूनाइटेड का सेंटर बैक के बारे में कुछ तो बोलना पड़ेगा भाई. Arindam, I really want to say, but I have to wait until club get the signing done. So I have not heard the club has done the signing. So I think that's it. Sudesh, I know you want to leave. Thank you for joining in. Everybody who's watching can just hit that like button. Sudesh, where they can find you on Twitter if you are available.
Yeah, it's Sudesh Baniya 10. So it's SUDESHBANIYA 10.
And yeah, Sudesh writes for Khel now, so we keep on writing about South Asian football, Indian football also sometime. So you can keep on reading his article. Of course, you know where you can find me. 7 Negi Ashish, link in description tab. Somebody says final is Maldives versus Bangladesh. That's
Ah.
gonna be non-romantic, from here on. We're talking about Nepal, India, you're talking about Bangladesh and Maldives, so that will not work for both of us. So I think thank you guys for joining in. Will any ISL team sign Manish Dang in future? I think possible. I think Asian players availability is not that good for ISL team. They have struggled to find those quality Asian players. So let's see. I think how Nepalese players does in the next upcoming qualifiers. I think that will be
Yeah,
great.
but
How do
yeah,
yeah.
but here's a catch. Manish Tangi has not played at the like a proper league season as of yet. So I think before making that jump or anticipating that, we should see him play a division league in Nepal or a kind of league that at least lasts 3 months, and then anticipate a bigger of a jump. So as of now, he has played with at South Korea with youth teams and stuff. Now he needs to prove himself at the consistent level. So after that, we can anticipate that, and I see where that is coming from with all the potential that he has carried and the performances that he has done in the tournament. But I still think he, rather than speeding it up, first of all, he needs to take it step by step.
Just last, how do you take on Igor's team celebration, like mocking Abdullah, the Nepal coach? I think I'm not sure what happened there. Or because they were talking before the game, both of them. Did Nepalese coach said something because he did something very similar celebration against Sri Lanka? So I'm not sure. Of course,
Yeah,
Igor's team was offended by his comments before the game of 95% India winning, and I think that's what the reaction came out of it. It doesn't look good after what Napoli's coach have said, but these things happen. We've seen Mourinho doing it. We've seen every coach, even Nepal coach did against Sri Lanka. So I think let's take it pinch of salt and let's move on. I think. So this your take.
yeah, and it was kind of a testament to what was going inside Igor Stimac. Like he seemed so relieved after scoring that goal, didn't he? So it was a
Really.
mixture of everything, like the pressure coming off and everything. And sarcastically, Abdul Al Matari also quoted in his press conference pre-match that he cannot be compared to Igor Stimac because Igor Stimac has played a World Cup and he's not even been in the Kuwaiti national team ever. So he,
So I think these
as
are the
players as
comments.
well as
I
that,
think these are the
yeah, yeah,
comments
it
which
was.
which 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 brought it out. I think, and
Yeah, I mean, you
I,
cannot
it's
pinpoint
okay.
one single incident that happened. It was a build-up kind of stuff. Like, Igor Stimac later quoted in his press conference that Abdullah shouldn't comment on his team. And then at the very last ending moments of the match, when Abdullah Al-Mutari was going ahead and saying something to the fourth official, we could hear Igor Stimac screaming, "Calm down, Abdullah, calm down." So it was a heated sequence of event that kind of brought the outburst and everything. So we cannot pinpoint one exact reason as to why he did it, but we can definitely see a sequence of events unfolded that iconic celebrations from
So
Igor
just
Stimac.
just just last question, then let's end it. People just hit the like button. We're just 3 likes away from 200 likes. Uh, my question is, will the coach celebrate if Nepal score against India in the final? He said he will not celebrate like that. His mother will kill him if he do that. But will he celebrate in some form? Against India if they score in the final match against India, if both the team play together, play against each other again.
Yeah, so see, I think he will celebrate because he's been celebrating every single goal that Nepal has scored in his reigns, like very passionately. And against Sri Lanka, that was only one instance of that. He just ran towards the touchline and then he kind of made that move with his hands. That was all that. And I think it was kind of a provocative move by Igor Stimac by imitating the exact same move that Abdul Al Mutari did in the Sri Lanka, like when he celebrated the goal against Sri Lanka. You could see against Maldives when Manistangi scored that he directly ran towards Abdullah and Abdullah hugged him and then they celebrated it together. So he has been a very passionate figure after, in every department of the pitch. He got a yellow card against Maldives, I suppose, for arguing with the referee, and he's been a very animated figure in the touchline. Someone like Diego Simeone, and he's told me that he idolizes Simeone as well. So I think he will celebrate, but what he meant was he will not imitate the other coach, and that was the emphasis when he was doing his press conference. He was saying, I would not imitate anyone else because if I do that, my mother would kill me.
I would have, if I was Igor Stimac, I would have said I was doing Bhangra. I was not imitating. I just don't know how to do Bhangra. I was just trying I was learning some steps
No,
from Guru Singh Sandhu, and I was trying some
yeah,
Bhangra. And we were known as a Bhangra
actually,
boys in 50s, 1950s. So I think that's
Yeah.
not bad to say, you know.
Actually, like, if you properly look at the sequence, and I also thought he just celebrated, like, in general. But if you see the whole sequence, not the only clip that is available on the internet, before celebrating, Igor Stimac actually like puts his hand up and points towards Al Mutairi and then starts doing this. So it these things happen in football, and I don't think this could have been taken that much far, that much of a stretch. But I think it was intended to someone. And then
I think
again, okay, I would like to add something as well here. I just remembered something. In the pre-match press conference, Abdullah Al-Mutairi said, "I don't respond to anyone in press conferences. You'll get the response on the pitch." He didn't mention any name, and that could have been Igor Stimac as well. That could have provocated him to do the celebrations too. So it is a
And
chain of events, and
sadly,
it's very
sadly,
interesting.
we didn't got any response from him on the pitch.
Uh,
Stimac at least got got that one goal and response from his team on the pitch. So I think Stimac should say I was trying some bhangra which I learned from Gurpreet Sandhu and other Punjabi boys in the team. I think that's it. Rancho Roshan, I should take his comment. He's regular on the show. Nepal didn't play the way they played in the two friendlies. Disappointed with not the result, but the way we played last night, says Rancho Roshan. And that was my point when we started this video. You guys can watch it again. Somebody asking my thoughts on Ishan Pandita. I really like him as a goal scorer, but he need to develop more as a footballer who can get influence the game more the way he was doing. So guys, thank you very much. Thank you, Ashish bhai. Would love Sudesh bhai next analysis taking more on Nepal team. We will of course will have Sudesh more when India play Nepal again. South Asian podcast. He will be representing Nepal in forever going ahead. Just another question, Sudesh bro. Where is Jagjeet Shrestha? Is there any possibility of coming back in the national team?
so see, we've not seen the glimpse of him around Abdullah Al Mutairi's team as of yet, but the thing is, Abdul Al Mutairi has not had the chance yet to actually see the league and then pick out players from the A Division League or the National League. He just picked out the players on the basis of NSL and his personal scouting methods. So it's a possibility if he spots something in him, he can actually recall him into the national team squad. So as of yet, that's the only possibility that remains. And since he's I presume he has not seen him, do that well, or he's not seen him perform until today. So I think that comes as a sequence, and if he does well, he has a possibility of making comeback to the national team.
Okay, संचित गर्ग ask has India started under 23 camp? भाई बता दो 10 बार पूछ लिया भाई कैंप नहीं हो रहा है 3 दिन की ट्रेनिंग है just after SAFF Championship. India is not doing any camp under 23 camp championship, and there was a 3 day stay in Bangalore. Then they're going straight to the UAE venue, and I think then they will have a couple of training sessions there and then play the games. I think there is no proper camp is going on. So guys, thank you for joining in. We will do more videos coming up for sure. There is lots of stuff coming on the channel, interviews, many of stuff. Just subscribe if you have not till now. If you're not like this video, do like Sudesh Baniya 10 on Twitter. You can follow Sudesh if you want. My Twitter link is in the description tab. Next time I'll add Sudesh also, which is 7 Negi Ashish. And you can also join our Telegram community group. We have more than 1,500 people chatting about Indian football 24 hours in a day. Do join that. Other social media links are also in the description, so do follow those. Like post match conference article, this coming very fast. I think kind of both the teams on Khel now for India games, which is not available in any other platform, because we're trying to arrange for you guys. So this has been writing for Nepal whenever we have India's Nepal is playing. So guys, thank you for joining in. We'll bring you more in this tournament. Then of course the regular content will keep on coming. Friday Inside Indian Football show will be there. Dashera is there on the same day, so we'll see if we can do it. So I think the Dashera is celebrated in Nepal a lot, I know.
Yeah,
So happy Dashmi. I think Dashmi says in Nepal, right?
yeah, it's Dasai in Nepali.
Yeah,
Happy
happy
Vijaya
Dasai
Dasami.
to happy Dasai to all the Nepalese people watching in. If we don't meet before Dashera, and in India, of course, it's known as Dashera, Navratri, Durga Puja, big big in eastern part of India, in West Bengal, Odisha, and north also. So festival time in both the countries. We are kind of we are brothers, but of course not on the
Yeah,
football pitch. So guys, thank you joining in. Lots of banter, but I have enjoyed that. I think I love playing Nepal. I feel different when you play Nepal, but just don't want to lose against Nepal. That's it. Because I knew my clip was already circulating in the various Nepalese group. If Nepal would have won that game, I that clip would have gone viral. So please do remember the behind the thought of that clip. That's 5 second clip when I said India would defeat Nepal 4-0. It's just that our current coaching system and our style of football is not suited for us. So that's why I'm struggling. And it's because of the quality of the individual player I have commented. So nothing against any nation. So thank you for joining in. Great talking to you guys. Festival time. Be safe. COVID is still not gone. So keep wearing your mask. Keep your families also safe. Take vaccine if you have not. I think hopefully the COVID ends and world is back to the normal. Thank you guys for